see what we're missing.
All
We'll
right,
just-
Ovilee is live. Hold on.
All right. Okay. And then we'll just do here. Wait.
TikTok having DMs is the worst thing ever.
You don't just have them all privatized?
Well, I mean, like, I have 111 notifications on TikTok. That's the one thing I shouldn't be having notifications on. This is not an email account. Imagine just like going to a social. It's crazy.
That's
Dude.
pretty troll.
I am actually so happy I don't have my Riot email anymore because I don't have to read any more of those stupid tech emails that I couldn't understand in the first place. It is so nice not opening up the email every day to a bunch of nonsense.
That is hilarious.
Feels good, man.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, getting off Slack changes your life. For
That
the
is
better.
true.
No, unfortunately, I still have to be on Slack, but luckily, the account that I did have was deactivated alongside the Riot email. And so now that I'm with Riot through the Captain Flowers email, they added me back into Slack. But I told them, I was like, please don't just put me in the absolute necessary channels. I'm in 3 channels total. Other people are in. Yeah, because the rest of it's just.
Are you jealous?
I hate Slack so much. I fucking hate it. I want everything in the same place.
Let me count how many Slack channels I'm in, and most of them are useless.
I know. That's the problem.
Jackie says that she is in 300 Slack channels.
That defeats the purpose. You can't keep track of 300 channels.
Yeah, that's too much, Jackie. That's too much.
I mean, I also personally hate Slack to the point where, like, I think for any full-time employment stuff going forward, I'm gonna be like, will not respond in Slack.
No, wait. No, wait. Hold on one darn second here. You told me you are literally the only person on this earth that liked the recent Discord UI update because it made Discord more like Slack.
Oh.
So it's like yes and no, because, okay, so here's the thing. I like Slack when it's used by people who want to get work done. I dislike Slack when it's used by people who can't make friends outside of their workplace and look to work as their own personal social stomping
I'm
grounds.
right here, Ovilee. Fuck. What the hell?
Dude, this is his. I was about to say this is his Habbo Hotel. Slack is his Habbo Hotel. His chatterbait is something.
I miss Habbo Hotel.
Chat
Habbo
roulette.
Hotel was lit. Oh my god.
Chat
I could put the
roulette.
sunroof here.
Oh my god.
I hope people aren't treating Slack like chat roulette.
It's more of a meatspin.com, you know.
Meatspin.com.
Oh my god.
How many spins did you get up to, Ovilee?
On Meatspin? So surprisingly, I've never been on meatspin.com because I knew the meme before
Why
I
is that
ever clicked on
surprising?
it.
Is this still
Because
operational?
everyone thinks
I don't
that I
think
look
so.
at stuff. I don't look at that stuff. I'm not a degenerate. I'm a good girl.
Well,
Okay, it's still
first off,
operational.
don't believe you even for a
It's
second.
still- Flowers
Second
is still
off,
It's
operational.
true.
Nobody actually gets on Meatspin on their own. Meatspin is something you inflict on your friends. Back in freshman year of college, if somebody left their computer unlocked, you would put it on Meatspin. And then whoever got up the most spins, like, that was not good. You did
They're
not
gay
want to
now.
be the spin champ.
You guys are awful. What? I never did any of that. I was a
It's an-
good person. I was a
All
good
men's
friend.
floor in freshman year of college. That's
This is how men bond, really.
Actually,
Oh my god.
Flowers.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah, go on.
god. Okay, I'll save this story for the podcast. And actually,
Okay.
we're a minute from starting, so let's go ahead and jump back in here. I'll get rid of my magical and mystical balloons adventure.
I got a
was
question for you,
killing it there.
Ovilee.
Okay, yeah, what was your question?
Is it okay for me to just randomly leave during the actual podcast for my coffee?
I was gonna say, do you have McDonald's coming, dude?
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll allow it because I'm doing this entire thing with boogies in my nose.
Is that a Snuggie you're wearing?
It is an Oodie
A
made
what?
by an
What the hell is an
Australian company
Oodie?
that sponsored a stream. So that's where I got one of the Oodies.
What's a Oodie mean?
It's this.
It's a Snuggie, but superior in every way.
It's an
Okay.
Oodie.
Click the link below for your Oodie.
There's no
Did
link
you like
below.
get it on Instagram? It was like an Instagram ad you just saw, and you're like,
No,
"Oh,
they
I want an
paid me.
Oodie."
They paid me. One sec, let me open
It's
up
a
the
giant sweater.
Discord
Oh.
real quick to see our topics.
It's like a Snuggie.
Raz.
Yeah.
So you know how they've had people wear sweaters before on LCS?
Yes.
I've never worn a sweater before because I don't vibe with most sweaters.
Yeah.
The wardrobe ladies
homophobic.
got me a what?
She said it, not me. And you know what? She has a point.
What? How is that
Listen.
homophobic?
Only true men who are secure in themselves will wear sweaters and sweater vests. Okay, if you're insecure, then
I just
you
don't
wear
like the way
sweaters.
sweaters look usually. I just don't feel like I just don't fuck with most
There
sweaters.
it is.
But this
There
sweater
it
that they
is.
got me, Raz, I
Homophobic!
fuck with it. It has a big dragon on it.
All of the
Dragon
things you're
sweater.
saying right now, I'm just saying identical statements have been made by homophobic people.
Exactly.
Look,
Yeah,
hold on,
I'm
time
sure
out, time out.
homophobic people
They
have said that they
say-
like burritos before too. I also enjoy burritos. Does it?
Have you
A
ever worn
burrito in your
turtleneck
mouth?
flowers? Have you ever worn
Hell
turtleneck?
no.
Why
Look at how
not?
fat my neck is, dude. I got a
Homophobic.
tree trunk here. I can't
We
wear
need-
no turtleneck.
We need the queer eye for the flowers guy.
There's a
in
big
here.
difference between a sweater and a sweater vest, for starters.
True.
The best
Let's
time
start
to
there.
wear a striped
That's true.
sweater.
I would say that sweater
Is all
vest
the
is
time.
pushing a message that's a little different than your run-of-the-mill sweater.
Flowers, did you agree with that?
The collar.
Yeah, that
turtleneck.
seems, yeah. I mean, sweaters just always to me
That's
seemed
the
like
kind
you wear them at Christmas and that's it.
I have a
Or
Christmas sweater. I have a Christmas
or you're
sweater.
over like 60 years old. Because like whenever
Santa?
Mark used to wear them before he became the commissioner, the joke was always, Mark dresses like a grandma.
Oh, put it on,
Because-
Raz. Put it on, Raz.
Oh, Raz.
Go
oh,
hard
yes.
at the Raz.
Cassanta.
Cause
Neither
Santa-
Christmas
Would you wear this
nor,
sweater?
nor Black History Month.
Yeah.
Would you wear this?
Oh my
Would
god.
you wear this on broadcast? This could be my sweater.
I feel
Yes.
like we should market this podcast as the most diverse podcast in the history of podcasts
True.
in esports.
Let's not. I feel like people think that diversity sells, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's
We'd
great for
make more
jerking
money.
off. It's great for Twitter.
It
But,
We'd
like,
make more money if we were all white.
We
I mean,
would.
honestly, if we're
We
being real here for a
would.
second, we might have a single sponsor if it was
They'll
4
be
white
like,
guys.
They'll be like, "Oh, you have one woman. Ooh, but she's
Ooh.
mixed. All right. Okay. Well, you have people of color. Ooh, but they're
I ain't
both
touching none of this. I ain't commenting on any of this. I'm going to sit here. Oh, man. Oh, no. I have audio issues. I can't hear the conversation.
Oh, they have one
happening
white
right
guy, but oh, he's from Idaho.
now. Ohio, man.
And he's going through a tunnel currently. Oh, no.
All right, let's officially start this podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second live episode of Caster's Couch. We did it. We made it. A whole second. Okay,
We're
so
back.
I'm just going to apologize. I am sick. I was unfortunately around children, the smallest little plague bearers, and therefore I've kind of lost my voice, but that's okay because I have with me the two loudest fucking people in esports, Captain Flowers and Raz, joined by producer Ian. Captain Flowers, you're doing a peace sign. Did you know that that's actually racist?
No, man. I'm tired of always having to be the racist, homophobic character. It's just
There is a
Isn't it-
solution
isn't
to
it
that.
okay
default
sign anyway?
assignment.
Isn't it okay anyway?
Yeah, and
It
also
is?
there is a solution to that, Flowers.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
to
that?
not be racist and homophobic.
Man.
That's the solution.
let that man be on brand, okay? Leave him alone.
All right, my bad. I will say, for some continuity's sake, while Ovilee is dying because of her sickness. By the way, seems like a bit of a handshake. Not only did you get sick from those kids, but they got sick from just being around you. That's
randomly,
Fair.
What is that supposed to mean, Raz? Wait, wait, wait,
just
wait,
randomly
wait, wait, wait,
torpedo her
wait,
for
wait.
no reason.
Wait,
That's
wait, wait,
the.
wait.
I
What is that
behind
supposed to
that.
mean?
I'm probably sure you started unleashing on your stories about hentai and
To children? No, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I'm gonna tell you what I
Okay.
did. I had to
Okay.
get chased and run down by these kids doing their little what do you call them? Like the little kids jeeps and little motorcycles. They kept
Oh,
trying to run
yeah.
me the fuck over.
A big
are they-
wheel?
No, I don't know what they're called.
No, it's like the
Like those
Barbie
red-
jeeps. Have you seen like Barbie jeeps?
Right, yeah, they're like the battery powered ones
Yeah.
that you can drive. Yeah, I had like a Hot Wheels branded one when I was 6 years old. I ran over the Christmas tree with it.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was in
Okay.
reverse. I thought it was in drive, and I just fucking floored it, and it ran over the Christmas tree, knocked the whole motherfucker over.
You know that they
Flowers.
go like
I was
less than
pretty
a mile
ups-
an hour, right?
Yeah, well, I couldn't figure out how to stop it because I wasn't taking my foot off that pedal. I was 6 years old. Come on, give me a break.
Flowers,
I
do you
was
have a license?
I was really distressed.
Do you have a
What's up?
license?
Yes,
When was the
I've
last time
driven.
you drove?
I have driven all kinds of stuff, Raz. I've driven snowmobiles. I've driven bobcats. I've driven other farm equipment. I've driven shitty old pickup trucks. When was the last time I drove? Was this past April. I had to drive my dad's shitty old pickup truck to pick up mulch in Aunt Betty's backyard.
All I'm
Yep.
saying is that there's a large difference between driving in downtown LA or something where there are human beings out there, or driving on a farm or on an empty road in Idaho. I should or Ohio.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm just putting that out there.
I'm actually kind of curious about this. Raz, if you could do me a favor, name as many states as you can.
I refuse.
Raz is Canadian. He doesn't have to know states.
I know.
I'm actually
I know,
pretty good with
but
states. I'm
That's
actually
why
pretty
I'm
good with
so
states.
okay.
Really?
List them.
Hold
Okay,
on,
okay,
hold
okay.
on. Raz,
Right.
Raz, you name as many states as you can. Ovilee, you name as many Canadian territories as you can.
Oh no,
Oh my God, you can't.
Well, what's a territory? Like, is that what the French came and conquered? Because just from a anti-colonialism standpoint, I refuse.
Well, no, that's not what happened.
They still have them in modern Canada.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, I'll go
they're still
first.
there,
I'll go
man.
first.
So think of it as the
Okay.
equivalent of our states.
Okay, I'll go first. Toronto,
Oh,
Not quite.
Quebec,
Okay.
oh.
These are cities.
Ontario,
Quebec is a province. Ontario is a province, but it's the provinces
British
count. We're counting
Columbia.
provinces as well. Okay.
that was one.
Yo, what about
That's
Nova
hilarious.
Scotia? That's where
Nova
Trailer
S-
Park Boys is.
Don't give
Nova
her hints.
Scotia, that's
Yeah.
in Sweden.
Okay. Okay. All right.
It's not.
Pardon?
Okay, Raz, your turn. Go.
Okay. California, New York, New Jersey, Montana, Nevada, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Florida, Texas, Ohio, Idaho.
Idaho,
Actually,
indeed.
hey.
There's so many memeable ones. Just think about all the random
Vermont.
places in the middle.
Virginia, and then West Virginia. We just don't
Nice.
talk about East Virginia. Mississippi. Yeah, I mean, I can keep going. I'm sure, but it would take a
You
while.
could keep going.
Yeah, because
can
I
keep
can go.
going.
You know?
I
do
can
you
go
know
Hawaii.
how fast? Do you know how fast
Alaska?
all of the kids know how to say the 50
Maine?
states?
How? They can't.
Everyone in the chat, sing along with me if you were a fan of, what was it, Animaniacs or Schoolhouse Rock? I
yes.
forgot what it came from.
Animaniacs, for sure.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Mississippi, Michigan. I don't remember the rest one.
Honestly, that was impressive. For
that
someone
was
who
good.
routinely
Yeah.
struggles with like middle school level stuff in a variety of subjects, you actually kicked ass on that. Really good job.
Bravo.
What?
Yeah.
Bravo.
What
And
do
remember,
you
I'm the
mean?
sexist character, so even I'm applauding you. This is
There we go.
really
You
did
know what?
good.
You're building bridges out there.
There you go.
Oh, everyone says I skipped Massachusetts.
Yeah, no
That's
one
all right.
wants to talk about Massachusetts. I will say, just as a random point of continuity from the last episode, and I'm not going to go too far into it. Remember when I said that I hate how handheld games are turning into full-ass consoles?
Mhm.
Yeah.
hmm
You did it.
I just bought a Steam.
Oh my god! I'm
I've
so
done it again.
proud.
I've
took
done
1
it
week.
Again. Literally. It was
Raz,
the same.
man.
It was the same thing with the whole FIFA
Oh
thing where I was
my
like, I
God.
will not buy this, buy the blah,
I'll
blah, blah,
never-
with NBA 2K, and I did it.
$100
this.
later.
Yep. And then here I am with
Oh.
the same exact thing, but at least the Steam Deck, it's actually good.
Dude, the Steam Deck
actually
is
quite like it.
fantastic.
It's
I've been
pretty good.
using it for probably not a game that you'll try. Actually, maybe you should try this out, Raz. Have you ever played My Time at Portia?
No, I haven't.
Well, they made a sequel called My Time at Sandrock. I was playing it on my PC until I had to go visit my grandma for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, well, I don't want to stop playing the game. Downloaded it on the Steam Deck. It actually ran freaking phenomenally. It is such a great investment. I've been
Wowee.
playing Cult of the Lamb on it. I played a couple other random indie farming games, but then I'm also looking forward to playing Flowers Back Me Up Here. I'm looking forward to playing Palworld on it.
Let's go! Palworld came out. Everybody's loving it. It went above and beyond all of the expectations. It broke like 1 million concurrent players. It passed up Counter-Strike 2 on Steam's playlists. Everybody is loving this game. It turns out, if you make the game that Pokemon fans have been clamoring for 20 years, you can add whatever other shit you want into it, and it'll be amazing. Throw in the guns. Throw in the violence. Put it absolutely above that M rating tier, because just getting to fly around on a dragon and breathe fire on all the unsuspecting little level 17 dickheads is amazing. This is one of the best games to ever come out. You guys, anybody who's ever played a Pokemon game before, you've been in the spot where you think, okay, I've got this guy down to 1% HP. You try throwing Pokeball after Pokeball at him, and he just won't catch. Well, now you can pull out your gun and take out those frustrations right there. He don't want to come home in a ball. He's going home in a body bag. And it's just phenomenal. I have lost so much sleep over the past few days to Palworld.
It is such a freaking good game. And also plug, by the way, everyone, after today's episode of Caster's Couch, we are starting up Palworld on our own private server. Currently only open to this group and a couple choice friends, but we may potentially open it up in the future to
I'll sell you a spot for $100.
Oh.
Okay, maybe not $100, Suarez. Maybe we have to put it higher at 1,000.
Okay, $1,000. I'll give you a spot for $1,000.
Who is paying $1,000 to play with?
I
No
honestly,
one.
I don't know. I think Flowers might have a couple sims. But yeah, stick around. Raz is streaming it. Flowers is streaming it. I'm dying.
Dead.
So I probably
Yep.
won't stream, but I will be playing in it. But no, Flowers is absolutely right. Jackie, of course, you're able to jump in
Jackie,
whenever you
you can
want.
come. You're VIP in both me and Ovilee's chats.
You're VIP in my heart, Jackie. And there's only one position in there. Well, no, that's a lie. There's 2 positions in there. One for Thresh, one for you, Jackie. But no,
Okay.
like, I've been playing Palworld non-freaking stop. I was one of the lucky few to get early access, so I actually started playing on, I think, maybe Wednesday evening or Thursday. In love with the game. I hit level 39, I think, this morning before I was stopping playing. It's a great game. But I think what's fueling me and my love for this game is seeing how butthurt all of the Pokemon fans are being right now.
Oh,
It's
I love the
actually
sound of
so freaking funny.
Don't even understand why.
They want a good Pokemon game.
Well, I know, but this is how you get it. If you just sit around letting Nintendo and Game Freak jack off for another 2 decades, you're gonna keep getting shit. But if you finally have competition, then things are gonna get better, right? Like,
yeah. So
I don't know, man.
So no, I think that Flowers is absolutely correct in here, because what's been happening over the last few years, and when I say few years, it's probably like 5 or 6 now. If someone could figure out when Sword and Shield came out, that would be fantastic. But Pokemon has been using Game Freak as their studio to pump out all of their Pokemon games. In the early days, we had amazing Pokemon games. We had Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Ruby Sapphire, that stem. I feel like after Black and White is where things started to dip down, but of course that's always up to interpretation by fans. But when we saw games like Pokemon Sword and Shield come out, Pokemon Arceus come out, which had amazing concepts that were just so unpolished, buggy, and kind of like left to the wayside,
Caught in 4K.
Oh, he's trying to sneak. Raz.
Busted.
Raz.
At least share with the group. What did you get?
I got a lavender latte and a sandwich.
A lavender latte?
Very good.
What is that even? That sounds made up. That sounds like something somebody made up to make fun of people who live in California.
All right.
I
One
was
sip
talking
review.
about Palworld. We were talking about Pokemon. I was like, Lavender Town. No, I don't even know. I just. Oh, no. I
it
thought I
connects.
could make it. It connects.
It connects.
You're talking about killing Pokemons. Where do they go? The Lavender Town.
Go to the
Your latte.
graveyard. Okay, all right. That's a pretty good, that's a pretty
best-
good connection there.
The best part about this is that I'm the one, because I'm the one who's controlling all the scenes and stuff off of the
Oh my
Steam Deck.
god.
So I very well could have ignored Raz and just let him go about his day, but no, I decided front and
Where's the
center,
fun in
baby,
that?
front and center.
No. I thought I was quick enough. That's rough.
We love you. But yes, so I mean, like, We've been waiting all of these years for a Pokemon game that feels polished, and Pokemon Arceus, God, the concept of flying around the map, being able to find these sorts of Pokemon, catching them super easily, not needing to go into this whole turn-based battle system was a novel idea for a lot of people, and people were super fucking pumped for it. But again, the game just looked like it was from PlayStation fucking 1. Like, even Monster Rancher had more fucking polygons than this piece of shit that we were delivered. The gameplay.
Dude, I forgot about Monster Rancher.
Hey, Monster Rancher was my heart.
I still remember the
absolute
song.
Heart. Little Mochi was my heart. Gyaru, my heart.
I was transported to another. No, actually, I don't remember the rest of the song. No, never mind. I thought I used to.
That's from the Monster Rancher cartoon, right?
You remembered 5 words.
I need to remember another one, and I can unlock more songs. Like any Backstreet Boys song, when I know one more additional word, then I can go. But I'm fucked.
All I remember is from Monster Rancher 4 opening, that if you take a chance and you take a dream, what does that mean? And then it just goes and it's just this girl. She's not that great of a singer, but she's just belting it, and it's so cute and great. I love it. But yeah, Monster Rancher, Palworld, Game Freak, get your shit together.
I love it. Honestly, yes. And you said like a few years because that's when they actually ported an MMO like Pokemon World. But for how many like decades, honestly, were people anticipating Pokemon having an actual MMO like world? So this was something where people were calling for it, asking for it, dreaming of it. And then when Pokemon finally put it out on the market, I was like, wow, this is shit.
This is shit.
This is ass. And so I can't believe it took this long, and they probably still won't do anything about it because Pokemon still makes an abundance, like millions, quite a lot, billions probably at this point.
It's the Madden problem, right? Like one publisher has exclusive licensing. What are you going to do? No one else can make a Pokemon game, so there is default no competition.
Why is Ian so quiet for me? I can barely hear him over the sound of popping balloons.
Check.
Guys, we need to listen to this song. I can't
You can
hear
hear balloons?
Is she still popping balloons?
No, I'm
No,
not.
I am. I thought we were allowed to play balloons during this because that's what Ovilee was doing.
Oh my god!
Wait,
What?
that's hilarious.
I thought that was a new
Warframe.
rule. Ovilee was playing balloons.
No, that was because remember how we said we
Warm up.
were starting a little bit early to let people find the stream?
Yeah. And you were also starting balloons. You turned balloons on as it started. So
Yeah.
I figured that those things went hand. I turned Warframe off when we started because last week you said don't play Warframe while we're doing this.
You know what?
You guys are balloons addicts.
That's okay. I'm gonna give it a pass. I'm gonna give it a pass because Flowers, I cherish our friendship, and you know you're an all right dude. Okay.
I don't.
Yes. What? Man.
I understand the balloons grind. You got to get it.
You understand the
happens.
balloons grind, producer Ian?
I absolutely do. I've beaten balloons in its entirety.
It's such a good game. It's
Maxed
so fun.
Every monkey. Got all the gold. The monkey bucks. Did it all.
Yeah,
just
I'm
like
up to,
memes.
I think I have, so I have never bought any monkey money at all. I think I'm up to around like 320,000, 330,000 saved up from all of the
Okay.
levels and shit that I've cleared.
There you go.
I play a lot of balloons.
Yeah. But yes, TLDR, Palworld, Pokemon fans, it's very fucking funny how upsetty spaghetti they are. But I'm
Yeah.
super excited. I can't wait for us to play it after today's show, so it should be a lot of fun. But guys, I was playing the entire weekend for Palworlds, but you guys couldn't because you guys had employment opportunities. What was going on
Not a
this
bum
weekend?
anymore.
What was going on? Tell me about it.
LCS is back, man. We're back on the weekends. It felt so good. The crowd actually being there. Like when we had a pause and then the game unpaused and you could hear the cheers of people being excited about it compared to just not having people last year because we were on the fucking weekdays. It's so much better. All the changes. It actually feels like people are hopeful and excited for the first time since Corona took everything out years ago. It actually feels good again. It's insane. People were loving how fast we were between the games. People were loving like being back in the studio. It was just a ton of fun. Even with like the unfortunate few pauses and tech issues that we had, the overall sentiment was still just everybody happy to be back, and it was great.
1,000%. Like it actually it was so funny because Being able to interview players, first of all, in front of fans means a lot more in comparison to last year where it was like, oh, that's an empty studio, or like there's maybe 10 people here because it's during the weekdays. Or sometimes you would see like the posters of like, I skipped work to be here. It's like, please don't do that. Please don't
Oh,
lose
no.
your employment for this. Don't do that. So like we finally listened to the fans on that front, which is a big win. And the funny part was when I was talking about how excited I was for Corky, and then I passed it off to Flowers, calling him and I think it was Kobe a random. Apparently, you called out the crowd like booing me. I was like, "That's what I'm talking about."
Dude, it was so good. As soon as when you were doing the champ select, you were like, "Oh yeah, I love Corky here. I love Corky in this meta." The entire arena just boo. They had absolutely no patience for that shit. It was incredible.
That's
good.
great.
Holy crap!
There's
So
energy.
it was a full arena, full studio.
Oh yeah, it was packed both days. Tickets sold out all of both days. People who hadn't been there in a long time. I saw Brian Kibler there on Sunday, and he told me that this was the first time that not only he has watched League of Legends since 2022, but losing LCS and being able to be a part of that when he was a fan for a decade, all of last year, he didn't even play League at all in 2023. And so he's like, it feels so good to have League of Legends back because he likes the game. He enjoys being part of the community and like watching the pro scene. But the schedule last year just made him quit it cold turkey. And now him and all sorts of other fans get to come back.
Speaking of Brian Kibler, not even just like there was a lot of faces that we ended up seeing. Some great friends of mine. So like Super Noon, Guilty Gear legend, that brother was there watching. Boostio, Valorant World Champion was there. Bjergsen was there. Viper was there, getting to watch his brother take his first win on.
Oh, that was wholesome.
That was incredible, and he got his first win on Riven, which is like his one trick technically. So like it was really wholesome to be able to see Viper watch and like talk about his brother playing out. So I was like, there were a lot of faces that were watching it, and I also saw Nero, and I remember Nero made a tweet about it saying that basically like kind of being like, why the hell did we go to the weekdays to begin with?
Yeah.
Because he missed that community feel, and you really got to feel like there was a community there. So I just hope that we continue to ride it.
Yeah, I think weekend time definitely makes sense. I was only able to tune in a little bit. I was in and out of consciousness on NyQuil, Theraflu, Mucinex, and basically every other cold medicine that you can think of. But I had a little bit of it up, and the stage looks phenomenal. The stage looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very
It's so
excited
cool.
for all the different LED panels and displays. Excuse me, that they built up and everything. I didn't get to see what the new analyst desk area looked like yet, so I didn't get to see any of Raz, but did I also see that Azale was doing some play-by-play?
Yes. So
cool.
we only have 2 permanent play-by-plays with me and Rafa, and then Azale will flex into play-by-play sometimes, probably more often. Like, so he did his first one here in week 1. He was he did the first half of the games on day 2. But I expect probably you'll be seeing more of him doing play-by-play during the super weeks where we're also on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday because we need to fit in more games.
Yeah.
Those will probably have Azale flexing into play-by-play more. So,
yeah,
it won't be the last time. He really likes doing it. He said he wants to get into it more. Also, for anybody who has not heard, I was talking to Emily because I went on Emily and Kelsey Moser's Demacia Cup stream a couple of weeks ago, right? And it was like 2:00 in the morning. I was drunk as hell, just having a good time, casting and bullshitting a little. And Emily told me that she wants to do more color casting, not just analyst desk this year. So Emily is also going to be, I think, looking at the schedule, if I remember our schedule for this upcoming week correctly, Emily, me, and either Kobe or Azale. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember which one of the 2 of them it is for the third one, but the 3 of us are going to have a tri-cast on one of the days. So Emily will be casting more too.
I fucking love
That's gonna be fun.
Emily. I fucking love Emily. Everyone knows that all of my streams are fucking only love for Emily zones. I am so fucking happy and proud of her for everything that she has accomplished since I met her as a snot-nosed teenager. No, I wasn't a teenager. I was at least 20. Haha, I was at least 20 when I met her working at Yahoo Esports. She is freaking phenomenal, and I'm excited to see her grow even more.
Were there any other format changes aside from Saturday?
So
this week?
So generally the format is just going to be condensed because of the fact that we only have 8 teams now instead of 10, so there's just less games to play. The big thing that's going to be different for people is the fact that, so coming up this weekend, obviously we have the games again like normal, but then the first 2 weekends in February, we're off. Because if we play straight through, we're going to finish way early compared to everybody else. And so we're going to take those 2 weeks off, specifically also because there's going to be competition between us and VCT for the studio. And that's 2 of the weeks where VCT also wants to be in the studio on the weekend at the same time as we do. So that'll just sort of clear that out, make it so that we don't have to fight over those. But that's going to be kind of like I'm a little bit worried that that will negatively impact like our momentum, but I'm hoping that it won't.
So also random question, because I jumped
Hit
on
me.
Twitter today and saw all of the LEC people writing things and popping off. Are they on Monday now?
I do not know what.
They have 3 days a week, so their 3 days are
They're
Saturday,
shameless.
Sunday, and Monday. So I
Really?
think that's always been the case for them, though.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was Friday last year or if it was Monday, but like that's gonna be their standard is always have 3 days because
Okay.
they're sticking to their last format, which is 3 splits. They're right now in their winter split. They're already talking about playoffs technically because they have 3 weeks of their best of ones and then they go to best of threes and then they go to best of five. So it's like, so they just have a completely different schedule than us.
Okay, weird. But so then we have LCS on Saturday,
Mhm.
Sunday, LEC on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then we have LPL, which is no longer what I thought originally before was. I thought it was like every day of the week,
Yeah.
or at least 6
Yeah.
days of the week. But now that's supposedly getting cut down to what, 4 days
It's
a
gonna
week?
be on 4 days, which reminds me of back when like 2018 when I was involved in China. Like we didn't have many people in the broadcast talent, so we were like, damn, we don't have that many people. They moved to 7 days, and also like not even just us, we had a pretty small like production team. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, if we only have like one graphics person, one audio person, producer, director, and all that, and you're like now saying you have to work every day, that's insane. Like you don't really have any time for rest at that point. So like you kind of got an inkling of it when they were moving from China to the Dublin studios and they were basically letting go a few of the casters that were amazing, right? So it's like when that happened, you're like, okay, so there's less budget in this, it feels like, when it comes to the talent. So it's sad because I remember in 2018 when we did it and we went from, I think it was Friday to Sunday, because that's generally when China has their best games, is during their weekends. And our goal was a lot of the times like, okay, we can't do this. Like we're aiming for 7 days a week. Like that's what we're working towards. And then they finally were able to achieve that. But then it does feel sad that they're taking steps back. But I do think that ultimately it is the better decision. And they will get back to 7 days at some point. The best decision is because them working in China, they really can't monetize it through Twitch and YouTube. Like now that they're actually able to operate in Europe, in this case, the English broadcast, they're able to monetize and actually grow their product on that one. And also, they're managed by a team that actually is really passionate about it and treats it as a priority, which I felt like when I was there in China, because we were the backup like not the backup broadcast, but I guess the shoulder content in a way. There was a lot of times where even with the small resources it had, they didn't really have the expertise to be able to grow it just because they didn't understand the English market. They didn't understand the tools like YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. A lot of times, I think they got a lot better, actually, insanely better. But I think as long as they keep on to like, for instance, their editor that they're using for TikToks and everything, and they keep on to the same strategy that they had for YouTube, and now can actually monetize it, it's better for the long term. It just sucks for right now.
So just to quickly summarize, because
Yeah.
this could be awfully sick brained. So LPL itself, the league itself, is still going 6 or 7 days a week.
Yes.
But it's the
It-
English
it's-
broadcast that's
Exactly.
only
So
going to
if
be
you're
those 4 days.
So if you're an English fan and you are trying to watch it on their off days, the English broadcast off days, then you either have to watch it through the co-streamers. There's a few of them, like I Will Dominate, Kitty, I think Kelsey Moser as well. So there's a lot of co-streamers that are available, or you can just go on the Chinese websites and watch them. I also think that they're streaming the Chinese broadcast on the Twitch and YouTube channel still when they're not playing. which is consistent with what they did in 2018, which is like, okay, we'll just throw the clean feed or something like that on the LPL English channel. So it's going to be a little harder for people to find if you're on the LPL English off days. So it's confusing now, but people will get used to it, sadly.
But you said that it's going to be completely broadcasted out of LEC, out of Europe?
Out of Dublin, out of Europe, yeah. So like it's going to be out of the Striker area in Dublin. So.
Oh, okay. So does that mean that all of the LPL casters are now in Europe, or are they?
They will,
able to
yeah.
still be...
That's actually true. So beforehand, it was like all online because they just weren't getting people in China. So now they've already had their first broadcast. It was their opening. They had Nymera and Ashin on there. Yes, both are European, but also Munchables was supposed to be on there. Oh wait, he's also European. Damn. I was like, why did I think he was Australian? But yeah, he just had he had flight issues, so he couldn't make it there on time.
Yeah. But even that's actually great because I didn't know that part until you were telling me this just right now. Because if the LPL broadcast is being held out of Europe or Dublin or using Striker or whatever, whether it's remote or in person using the studios, whatever, like they now have access to way more talent than just those who are willing to relocate to Australia or China. Because I know originally that was kind of the thing. So that seems like an overall great move.
Yeah, and they were in a weird spot where they were able to access a lot of people in North America. Like they had a lot of North American and one Australian basically talent because they were doing it online, but everyone knew at some point that was not the ideal way of running the broadcast, and that at some point they wanted to do it in studio and in person. I do hope that they basically are able to relocate, grow their team first of all, so they can hit a 7-day-a-week broadcast, because I think that's what people want, and that they do end up bringing back like Mazel, and if Kitty wants to do it, then bring her on. It kind of feels bad that a lot of them. Yeah, she's great. So, like, as long as we have talent that is not just European because it's in Europe, then I'm happy.
Yeah. Flowers, how are those balloons going?
No, I'm just kind of chilling. I don't know shit about the behind-the-scenes workings of LPL, so I'm just letting Raz go off because the only thing I could possibly contribute is speculation here, and I'd rather not speculate. So.
Wait. Can you please make one wild speculation for us?
Just one.
Okay. Man, put me on the spot. I've been zoned out, like staring at my desktop background for like the past 3 minutes. So
just say one of us is on crack or something. Just speculate.
Yeah. Which one of us is on crack?
That is not a normal coffee that Raz ordered. There is some shit in there. Raz is secretly getting fucked up on the job.
Lavender my ass.
Yeah.
LSD in that coffee.
Yeah. I know what lavender is, Raz. It's like a blanket.
True. It could be that magic mushroom.
Yeah, it's a flavor that you spray on blankets with that smelly good stuff that you find in Bed Bath & Beyond.
Wait, like
that's what lavender is. It's not coffee.
What they did, what the pilgrims did when they sprayed blankets?
No, that's SARS.
What?
Wait, what?
That's an urban legend. It didn't happen.
What?
Wait, what didn't happen?
Okay, they didn't spray or apply smallpox to any blankets and then give it to Indians.
Well, yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
What? Let's have the debate.
No. Indians did get smallpox.
Yeah.
And there's one documented instance of one particular person giving a blanket, but there was no like, hey, let's put some smallpox on this and give. Microbiology was not that good. These aren't people who knew how to safely handle smallpox.
Right. I mean, we're talking about
and weaponize it.
But
who didn't even who just barely had guns.
How they sawed people's legs off.
Yeah, dude. Like there's.
Fair.
But that's what they taught us.
These guys are technologically sound.
Wait,
they absolutely smallpox was a serious problem and it did spread. And there's one documented instance of one person spreading it on purpose. But to suggest that these people knew how to isolate smallpox, put it on a blanket, and give it to people is a fantasy.
How did that one guy do it? Now I need to know.
Man, all I did was say Raz is spiking his own coffee, and now here we are debating the origins of the conflicts between settlers and Native Americans. This has truly taken so much of a left turn.
There's all kinds of
we're in
real
another
fucked up
state.
shit that we can get mad at people about, cutting off hands, all kinds of really, really fucked up shit. But that one, which people like love to quote and be like, they gave them smallpox.
Wait, Raz, sing it with me. Sing it with me.
Okay, what am I singing?
Savages,
Savages,
barely even human.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
what is this song?
That's Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
It's
Pocahontas.
when we were playing Lethal Company.
What?
That's
Yeah,
when we were
it's-
playing Lethal
In
Company. Go ahead, Raz.
1490.
It's okay. When we were playing Lethal Company, basically there were a lot of Pocahontas songs that was stuck in my head that were exploration songs, and then for whatever reason that playlist went to the Savages song. And by the way, the song is supposed to be on both sides, like both sides of the conflict for whatever reason, because Disney wanted to make it a both sides issue. But it just got stuck in my head where it was like, in 1607 we sailed the open seas. For glory, God, and gold in the Virginia Company. And so anytime we set off on a journey and someone was about to die, guaranteed, we played that song. So that was the goal.
It was fantastic. Flowers, we have to get you watching more Disney movies.
So Raz said for some reason Disney wanted to portray it that way. Well, remember, Walt Disney had some very strong opinions about things.
my
We're not going
God,
to talk
that's
about those
so
opinions.
And Disney himself died in 1966. The movie Pocahontas, produced in 1995, not even a full 30 years apart between
True.
his death and that movie's production. I feel like Walt's personal opinions may have still been able to heavily influence some things.
And they don't want to
Yeah.
come off as political.
See, there's my hot take. There's my hot take.
There it is,
Walt
we got
Disney
it.
was driving the political narrative of his corporation from beyond the grave for almost 30 years after his own demise.
Yeah, but doesn't
What do you
everybody
mean?
do
He's
that?
not dead. He's not dead. He's still alive.
Isn't his head
Yeah.
He's
frozen
still pulling
somewhere?
the strings.
I don't know,
That's-
dude.
That
Probably.
1960s cryogenic technology. Yeah, he's
True.
alive. Don't worry.
He's out there somewhere
This is,
right
this
now.
is
in
just
Gangsta's
one of the
Paradise with
possible
Tupac.
plots of Fallout New Vegas. That's all this is.
On a robot
Walt
body.
Disney's Mr. House.
Yeah, he's off somewhere with like, who else is supposed to be dead but isn't
Tupac.
really? Tupac.
Tupac,
He's out there
yeah.
with Tupac just laughing in a
Easy.
bunker.
Yep, they're out there in Gangsta's Paradise. Gangsta's
Walt Disney and Tupac. We knew it.
Yeah, sharing,
God.
sharing some magic mushroom.
Elvis, JFK, Michael Jackson, Prince,
Exactly.
David Bowie. They're all
Fla-
hanging out.
Flowers, you were. I got a call from Flowers in the middle of the night last night, and when I say the exactly, well, that's what I was gonna get into. When I say in the middle of the night, I took NyQuil around 9 p.m. so that I could just die early, and I think he called me at 10 or 11. But Flowers, you called me at like 10 or 11 saying, "Haha, thanks for teaching me how to name these pals. Now
Yes.
everything is awesome now." But you also told me that you were responsible for the rest of the night. What was
I was
going on?
responsible even before that. Okay,
What?
so I decided, I was like, hey, LCS was really successful here in this first week. I'm going to go down to the bar and have myself a tall one of the beers that I really like to celebrate. So I'm walking down to the bar, and I passed by this really dank herb smell, just like fucking cloud of blueberry yum yum, you know? And as I walk past it, I see the guy smoking it on the side of the sidewalk. And I look at him and I say, hey man, that smells really dank. Hell yeah. And he looks back and says, hell yeah, dude. You want it? I gotta go inside here in a minute anyway. I can't take it with me. And I'll have you know, Ovilee, 2023 Captain Flowers would have took that shit. But 2024, I said, no, buddy. I already popped a gummy, actually, and I'm about to go to the bar to have a beer. So I gotta keep myself under control. Can't be mixing and matching too much. And
Oh
he
my
was like,
god.
oh, okay. Hell yeah. And then I went to the bar and I had my beer. And while I was sitting there drinking my beer because it was huge, you know, I sent Raz a message. I was like, hey, Raz, I think my gummy just kicked in and I'm feeling about like a spaceman.
You
I could
did.
just imagine myself sitting there floating through space. It was great. And then after I finished my beer, instead of ordering another one, I even told the bartender lady, nah, just one tonight. I'm playing it cool. And then I walked home, booted up Palworld, saw my funny pals with their silly names again, and that's when I called you. I was a responsible human being.
I am so proud of you, Flowers.
We love it.
Mhm. I was doing it right. See,
He even messaged me saying, "Wait, man, we have Caster's Couch tomorrow, right?" He's like, "That's what he said." He recognized it. He was like,
Oh,
yeah.
"Be responsible for this."
I
one
remembered
instance."
we have Caster's Couch because when I was sitting there at the bar and I messaged Raz and I was like, man, this gummy's kicking in. I'm going to Vibe Town. I did think for a second. I was like, what if I had one more beer? What if I had one more beer? But then I sent that message to Raz. I was like, wait, we got Caster's Couch tomorrow. I can't do one more beer. I can't do one more beer.
Exactly.
We got to play it cool.
I'm
That's personal.
so
That's character
proud.
growth.
Responsible.
I'm so proud of you. Raz, do you I feel like we haven't had a soju night in a while. The last time that
That's
you and me
true.
were like I want to say intoxicated. I don't even think it was last year. I think it was the year before last year.
I think it was.
Where
It's been a while.
I was going through my sad girl time. I was going through Raz. Okay, wait,
Man,
hold up.
Sad Girl Ovilee is something else.
I
Sad Girl
remember that
Ovilee
night.
will link you the most depressing shit you have ever seen in your life. Like a clip of a character in a movie saying something like, I'm going to throw myself in front of traffic. And she'll just send it to you saying, ha ha ha, it's so relatable. I'm like, you need help. This is not, no.
Yeah, do we laugh along? Like, what the
Like,
hell?
yeah, I don't even know how to respond to these fucking things. I'm like, I can't laugh at this because I feel like this is a genuine distressed call for help.
Yeah, it is.
There were okay, so here's the thing. I would love to go back and look at all of my past liked TikToks from that sad girl depressed era, but most of them have been removed off of TikTok for like, I don't know, TikTok guideline
Encouraging self-harm?
Okay, no.
Perhaps?
Saying self-harm is a stretch, right? It's just saying that sometimes you don't want to exist anymore. There's a huge difference between unaliving yourself and then just not existing.
What's
what about
the
spite?
difference?
What about spite? What about proving your enemies wrong? What about
Well,
crushing
yes.
their dreams
Yes.
instead?
But
True.
then sometimes, okay, so like I've had this a couple times because spite is a very heavy motivator for me. I've done like a lot of my biggest projects just off of spite, just off of someone
Same.
saying, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, I can't? Fuck you. That's honestly how I got, I'm not going to say which job, but that's how I got one of my biggest jobs.
Let's go.
Where I literally, I
killed me.
recorded myself doing something, I sent it in because this one bitch told me that I couldn't. And I was like, fuck you, bitch.
My character growth was driven off of spite, off of anger. Because what always got me was confidence. Because a lot of the time I'm like, I could say this publicly, or I could be like, make this tweet, or I can like give this person this advice or whatever. But like, I haven't fully basically researched the subject matter. I'm like, I would have to put in like 20 hours or something to be confident about something to tell someone. But then I worked with a few people in life, and I've seen some people in life succeed that are just insanely confident and have no fucking idea, have done no effort, no research, nothing. And I'm like, how the fuck can this person be confident and I'm not? Literally, that I tell myself that every time. I don't even tell myself that. I tell everyone else that every time. I'm like, if this son of a bitch can be confident, you can be confident. Think about the most confident person you know that feels no reason. There's no reason to be confident. Imagine them. They're probably Trump light. I don't know.
This is the conversation. Don't worry, I'm not gonna drop the names, but
Yeah.
Raz was telling us this same type of story the other night at 99-cent Taco Tuesdays, which we've
True.
been making a weekly thing out of. Ovilee and Ian, you guys need to come to Taco Tuesday sometime.
We will.
But so Raz was telling this story, and the best part is he's presenting it in such like an informative, direct, like way. But the words that he's using, he's just like, yeah, like that guy. You guys remember that guy? Well, he's just, to me, a great example of someone that I have absolutely no fucking respect for.
I want the name in our private chat now. I want the name
I will type it right now because it makes it so much funnier. Hold on, I gotta make sure this
immediately.
is
I want the name immediately. Producer
This guy's a
Ian.
fucking idiot. Hey, wait a minute.
They stopped me during that conversation because they were so caught off guard. They were like, he is a great example of someone that I have zero respect for whatsoever. I was like, what?
I've
so good, dude.
the thing about like also operating out of spite and how it can only last for such a long time is, have you ever started to pity your enemies?
No,
Oh no, I hate them motherfuckers.
never.
You've never like in a sense pitied them
I
or
pitied them.
humanized them like a little bit, because I've had some where I've been like, wow, this person is such an evil, unrelenting bitch. But at the same time, like, how sad does their life have to be for them to dedicate this much time into trying to take me even a notch down, and sometimes not even succeeding? It's like, I start to pity them, and I start to feel like, oh, I could also try to go out of my way to make your life worse, but at the same time, me just living and surviving and doing my own thing is already doing that for me. And so then I start to feel bad for them a little bit. No?
Well, so I have a different reaction. Like, I've been fortunate enough that most of the community reception to me in like my most public facing job aspect, which is, commentating the LCS, is positive. But throughout, I'm going into my year number 8 of doing this now. Over the course of 8 years, you're going to get some people who don't like you. And you know what? That's just part of how it works. But you get some real dickheads that just always go out of their way, like you're talking about, to say something negative. And so the spite that drives me is just like, no. You don't understand, random Redditor. I'm going to be so fucking good that you're going to have to listen to me commentate this game until you fucking die. I'm going to be there delivering your eulogy, you piece of shit. Like, I am going to make sure that I inflict as much of me upon you as you can fucking stand. They motivate me in that way. I don't pity them. I pity the experience they're about to have because I'm so much better than them. That's how I treat my enemies.
All right, I feel that. I want to clarify, though. I don't consider people who are popping up on social media enemies because to be fair, we don't really know them. Like someone could come into our chat right now, say that this is the worst podcast ever, and everyone here should jump off.
I mean, I've said that.
Yeah, that's my
man. This show sucks.
Flowers, I swear to God, I will slap you.
This show is donkey doo doo.
You guys suck.
But let that producer guy talk more.
In a sense, I look at those guys as just as just trolls, primarily trolls, or just haters, right? There's always going to be people that you can or can't please. I'm talking about people that you interact with. I'm talking about people that you see on a daily basis. Those are the types of people because
your peers to some extent.
Yeah, in a sense, peers, right? So I mean, like Raz, I pity him, right? He's my enemy. I'm just kidding.
I think pity should be reserved for people who don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? If you reach enemy status, that's like, I know that you know, and you're just being a word that I shouldn't say on this podcast.
Right.
Yeah, I tend to pity people.
Unless you're Australian.
Because everyone's going to go through...
Friends, yeah.
Everyone's going to go through a different, different life, different upbringing, have like a random form of insecurity or something like that. And it's only going to lead them to like dog shit experiences. Like there's a lot of people where I'm like, oh, that person has a really bad personality or has like a really bad mentality about what they're doing, their job, or how they interact with people. And right now they're not getting their penance in a way. They're not getting what's coming to them, but I know in a year's time it will. And it usually does. Like it actually, like more often than not, it happens because a poor experience with one person is going to be a poor experience with another. And then you start hearing about this person like rubbing other people the wrong way. And you're like, okay, yeah, it's happening very quickly.
Yeah.
So I pity them because I know they're not really going to change until it's probably too late for them and they're in a pretty bad position and it's going to take time. Hey, but you know what? That's how they learn. If everyone's going to learn differently, everyone's going to learn differently.
Yeah. I've had a couple times where I think you two know me, you three at least know me by now, where I am particularly confrontational. I'm not afraid to say,
especially when you drive.
Okay, you know what, Flowers? You got there alive, didn't you?
Somehow.
Didn't you get there alive? I was gonna give the example of being confrontational as in Flowers walks into my house for the 5th time and I go, take off your shoes. This is an Asian fucking household.
It didn't take 5.
How many did it take?
It took like 3 or 4.
It was 3
or 5.
Oh, there it is. Ian was counting.
I think it was 3.
But that's, I mean,
like everyone else took off their shoes. Take off your shoes. God damn it.
Hey, we're fucking Asian here. There will be some times where I'm like, listen, Thresh just came in all muddy. The floors are a wreck. Just keep them on for your own safety at this point. But something that I've struggled with is how to be confrontational in like a positive and constructive way. Because I've definitely had times where I've seen, let's say I'm working within like a group project. Let's say we're working within a group project and I see someone who is just utterly fucking up their part that I know is going to hurt everyone else in the project. Coming over to that person.
Is this a metaphor for me not showing up for the tech part last week?
You better believe
wasn't.
it.
It wasn't.
But
This is actually for...
I was like, hold on.
Flowers, I love you so much. You are not the main offender in my life.
Yes, let's fucking
You
go,
are
baby.
not the main offender in my life. And
What?
let me
Who
say
is?
this. Um, Flowers, you are not the main offender in my life. When you mess things up, I am immediately like, hey, please don't do that again. Or, hey, how can I help you fix it, right? And I feel like we get through the problem pretty easily. What I'm talking about is the people, I go up to them and I say, hey, I noticed that you're struggling with this. Is there something that I can assist you with? What if you try doing A or B instead of C or D? Or can I, help you out? And they go, what the fuck do you know? Get away from me. You're being, I hate you.
Wench.
Racist. Crazy,
Racist.
crazy shit. Because I don't know if it's an insecurity where they don't want to admit that they need the help, or if maybe they think that I'm the one who needs the help, or whatever the fucking issue is. But what it usually results in is that person ends up fucking up and it hurts everyone around them. I've seen it happen in a variety of different environments: school, personal, professional, corporate, startup, everything in between. And that's something that I kind of have to figure out, because I don't know. I haven't found the middle ground. I either go all in or not at all. I struggle.
So I've always, when it comes to reaching out to people in any way, shape, or form, I have always been a preacher of the rule of two.
Oh.
And the rule of two is everybody gets 2 shots, right? If I say, whether I'm trying to reach out to hang out with somebody, whether I'm reaching out to help somebody, if I'm reaching out at all and I reach out to someone and then there's some sort of plan or communication and it doesn't work or it falls through for whatever reason, then okay, I get that. Sometimes shit happens, whatever. If I do it again and it also falls through or doesn't work out or they don't respond or whatever, I'm done. Ball's in your court now. If you want to bring it back and play the game, go ahead. Cool. I'm ready to listen to you or whatever. But I'm just not even going to put any effort into it anymore. This is actually the advice. I remember I said something similar about this back when we did our, I think it was all the way back on Hotline Love. Ovilee, do you remember that episode that we did with the shitty Valentine's advice on that show like 5 years ago? This is actually the number one advice that I give dudes who are chasing after girls. It's like, ask her out, like set up a thing if she seems interested in you or whatever. And if you set up plans and she flakes or doesn't show or whatever, okay, totally understandable. There could have been a very good reason for that. But after she does it the second time, the ball's in her court. Don't keep chasing after somebody that ain't going to put the same effort in. And I feel like that can just apply to so many different human interactions, whether they be romantic or otherwise. You can just always tell when you're putting in more effort than other people are.
Yeah. No,
Fair.
I feel that.
I've been in a work environment.
I don't think Ovilee has ever experienced that, where she's putting in a lot more effort than others and has to drag them to the finishing line. I think that's just something that's pretty new to her. Honestly,
I'm a slacker. I'm a slacker with a capital S.
Dude, one of the people in chat says flowers saved my marriage on that episode of Hotline Love. Let's go. Wholesome accomplishment.
Hippo Squirrel, they're also the same person that chased down producer Ian at Anime Expo, asked him for a picture, and then ran away.
Respect.
Oh,
this is someone who's truly invested in the Caster's Couch.
Who was it?
lore.
Hippo Squirrel? I apologize.
Wait, that wasn't Hippo Squirrel?
Oh, Ovilee.
Oh,
You're just putting people on blast.
Oh my God, Ovilee, this is just fake news.
You are
Why
calling
is
Hippo
wandering?
Squirrel a weeb unjustifiably?
No. I was very rude to someone at Anime Expo on accident. I had headphones on, I couldn't hear them, and then they were like, "Oh, we're here for you." I'm like, "No, you're not. You're here for us."
No, you're not.
No, yes, someone deadass ran up to producer Ian while he was filming what we were doing at Anime Expo, which we never released that footage, by the way. It was mainly a test for what we did for Evo and BlizzCon. We were experimenting. But yeah, they ran up. We're like, "Oh my gosh, producer Ian, I love Caster's Couch." They took a picture with producer Ian, and then they ran.
What the hell did Ian do?
For the record, it was not Hippo Squirrel. Sorry about that.
It was not Hippo
Yeah,
Squirrel.
sorry, Hippo Squirrel. You come out here sharing wholesome stuff and then get accused by Ovilee. That's Ovilee's bad.
I'm sorry. It's because Hippo Squirrel comes into the stream every single time and says, "Where's producer Ian?"
Someone has taste, okay?
So I just
Now look,
assume.
I can understand why they're intimidated by Ian. Ian
they're
at
the same
times can be a
person.
little bit aggressive, you know. Is pretty tall.
Yeah, I'm bigger on off stream. That's
That's
the real
true
thing.
too.
Mhm.
And little darker.
Wait. Raz, sit up. Who's darker?
Oh my God! No, he just has I just have a better quality camera, and he has a little more grainier camera.
True, yeah, this is still a little webcam.
Control. This is great.
Wait. Who's darker?
I mean, it's just Flowers, sadly.
Wait, what do you mean?
He's redder for sure.
He is redder.
I think it's just because of his lighting and his camera. I would actually be... You know what? I think that this is actually a test that we need to run. Who is paler, Ovilee or Flowers?
Definitely you.
It's you, and it's
You're,
close.
you're half Asian.
Okay.
Asian,
On top of
Asian
that,
people
when's
have
the
like
last time
really
you went in
light
the sun?
skin. A lot of the time that I've met.
Okay, first of all, that is a gross generalization.
What? I'm not even.
Gross
How am I even out of
general-
pocket for that one?
Gross generalization of Asian
A lot of
people.
people have very fair skin.
Okay, what about Filipinos?
Jackie Flowers
Well, yeah,
has never met.
Filipinos don't. That's why I didn't say all Asian people. I said a lot of Asian people.
True.
To be fair, you're the particular kind of Asian that's like, ew, don't go in the sun.
Okay, well, to be fair, that's kind of how I was raised. Because if you guys don't know, there's a lot of racism within Asian culture. There is a lot of... No one hates Asians as much as Asians hate Asians. I swear to God. This is maybe a conversation for me and Gina rather than this group of people.
Oh, you don't even know.
Oh yeah,
I'm Ethiopian.
You don't think me and
Oh my God.
That's true.
I'm Ethiopian, and there is no one like you speak to my parents and anybody within Ethiopia. No one hates each other more than Ethiopians. You think the Horn of Africa is united? Hell no, they hate each other.
No.
There's about like 50 different ethnic groups, and they can tell on a dime. I went with a friend to a place in Little Ethiopia, and like the waiter asked me what like basically ethnicity I was, and I said Oromo and I found out they were, I think, Amharic, and she was like, "Oh, it's okay." It's okay. Like, there's no conflict here. No, I was like, oh my God. My friend literally just yesterday when I was talking to him was like, yeah, I just thought there was gonna be a fight. Like,
man.
She had a look at her eye. I was like, so look, I understand. Okay, I understand, Ovilee. I get that.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for understanding the racism.
I'm
of
with
my
you
ways.
on that one.
Like that?
You're definitely more pale than me, though,
Yeah, that's
Ovilee.
close. We'll take it.
All right, Flowers, before we wrap stuff off, you really wanted to talk about Hungry Man and Baja Blast. What?
Yes. So, two completely different directions with these. One, Hungry Man has betrayed me. Inflation has finally priced me out of Hungry Man's. They're charging $5 a pop for these now. They aren't worth it anymore. So I'm buying frozen burritos.
Pause. How much were Hungry Men before for the people who have never purchased Hungry Man before because we value ourselves?
Back when I first moved out here to California in 2017, I believe the average price point for them was $2.79. They would go up to about $3.50 by the time the Rona would hit, and over the course of Rona, they would expand from $3.50 up to the current level of $5, which is nearly a 50% price increase over those years alone. It's absolutely ridiculous because you're not only getting the same value, you're actually getting less, as a lot of them have ended up having less overall calories and protein in them. I'm pissed at Hungry Man. So for those of you out there right now who might be thinking about buying Hungry Man's, think twice, because they keep jacking up the prices and fucking with the quality. So be careful about that. Be careful about that.
Doesn't
Number
it
two,
look gross.
but wait, what?
Those things.
Honey.
Those
No.
things are gross.
Dude, I used to
Those look
scarf them down by the bucketful. I
Oh.
would sometimes have two at once.
Honey, I love you so much, but I know you're making money. You can buy real food.
Well, no, like I say, I'm
I'll
buying
cook
frozen
for you
burritos in bulk, and I buy a 2 liter of salsa, and then I make frozen burritos and salsa now. That's my new go-to. And then I take a lot of multivitamins to make up for all of the parts of the food pyramid that I'm not eating.
Well,
How
So
did they manage? How did they
remember-
manage to make the pictures on the cover of this look even more disgusting?
yeah, well,
No!
there you go, Flowers.
No!
At Walmart, they're $3.74.
Not in fucking California, they're
Yeah,
not.
where's the nearest Walmart?
Not in California, they're not.
Inglewood, I think.
Bakersfield?
Inglewood?
He has to go to Inglewood?
I think Inglewood.
I'm not
has
going
one.
all the way to Inglewood to buy Hungry Man's.
Well, I mean, you could potentially just buy 100, but like these These make those plastic kindergarten toys look yummy. Like, these are just so gross. Fisher Price.
No, they're not, dude. They're good.
Okay.
They just need to curb their corporate greed and allow hungry men to eat the hungry mans. Thank you.
Remember when you learned how to make scrambled eggs at my house?
I have already forgotten. I forgot that by the end of that day.
Oh, that
I
hurts
do
me.
not recall.
Oh,
You have
that
to
hurts me.
understand, like if it's like Palworld or something, my mind is a steel trap. But if it's something that's not like that, my mind is like trying to scoop up water in a net, and the water just falls out.
You
You can't actually get anything.
You remind me of my younger sister who called my mom crying, upset, and angry because she couldn't figure out how to put gas in the car.
I know how to
Or-
put gas in the car.
Okay, but so now you say that like that's an everyday task, and yet, look, you put eggs in a bowl, you whisk them, you put in a little bit of olive oil like they're
Use
doing
butter.
right here.
No, you
I don't own
use
that.
butter.
Can you
Look.
put whiskey in there instead?
No,
A little bit of Jack Daniels.
You could.
That's an option.
Oh,
Should you? I don't know.
Like,
Oh.
just imagine yourself. If you want to motivate yourself to learn how to cook eggs, just think of yourself as a victim of indentured servitude. You are a Pokemon.
Man, why would
And
I
you're going to
imagine
work.
that?
what?
Because you love Palworld, maybe you can imagine yourself as a Palworld character making eggs.
Flowers, you Baja blasting?
Oh, yeah. So I'm also experimenting with making my own Baja Blast so I can have it not at Taco Bell. So I know that last week I went on another one of my usual TikTok is bullshit speeches, and I still stand by that for 99% of content. But one of my buddies actually linked me a TikTok that wasn't shit, which is this guy who figures out how to make homemade versions of shit from fast food joints. And he figured out a recipe that gets pretty close to Baja Blast. It only has 3 ingredients. You take a glass, you fill it about halfway full of Mountain Dew, the regular base green kind. You fill up the next, I think it's about 30% is the sweet spot with regular blue Powerade. Do not do the diet or calorie-free one. It changes the taste too much. And then you just fill out the last little bit of the glass. That last fucking 20, 15%, that's Sprite. You don't want to have too much Sprite. The Sprite's only there to add a little bit of extra kick and fizz. You don't really want the Sprite flavor coming out. Then you stir it all together, and it tastes really similar to Baja Blast. But one thing that I found was really important that I didn't quite expect, you really want to put ice in it. Because almost all the time you go to Taco Bell, they're always going to give you ice. And by the time you start drinking that after you either pull out of the drive-thru or get your food from your pickup, some of the ice is going to be melted. And just having that little bit of watered downedness does a whole lot more to have it be accurate to the flavor. So I continue to experiment with this, and I think one day I'll find the golden ratio.
Yeah, I just want to point out what Blep said in chat. You can do that, but you can't cook eggs.
Yeah. Well, like I say, steel trap versus net full of water. I saw this as real life Philosopher's Stone alchemy.
You
And I'm
sound like
going
an
to pursue it.
alchemist. You sound like a literal mixologist for a Baja Blast.
Yeah.
It's the important shit, okay?
Yeah. My priorities are what they are.
I believe you're referencing Jordan the Stallion.
I'm true to my heart, if nothing else.
Wait. You know what? No, I think we could like figure this out. Maybe producer Ian can help me with this. What if all of Flowers' food we just turn it into smoothies, right? Can he survive off smoothies? Protein in the smoothie, vitamin mixes in the smoothie, because it sounds like he likes the mixing portion. Maybe he could even put in a tiny bit of whiskey. Like,
yes.
Producer Ian is the culinary expert. Is there a way?
You could. Should you? No.
Napkin.
Never mind.
Hungry man
Taco Bell burrito
smoothies.
smoothie with whiskey in it.
Never mind.
could.
Listen, we're gonna
Hungry
cut
man
this off.
smoothies.
We're gonna cut this off before it goes way too far, because maybe I just introduced a very bad idea. Thank you guys all so much for watching the second episode of Caster's Couch Live. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna continue streaming and playing some Palworld together on our own private server. So we will catch you all next time. Bye, friends.
Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah.